Salam YouTube, this is Said Mirza. The coronavirus is now in full swing in the United States. They are now talking about quarantining whole sections and limiting people's movements and basically doing a full lockdown to contain the spread of this supposed pandemic. Uh, whether you agree that this is a man made virus or not, or if it's real or not, the fact remains that it is being pushed to implement new rules and regulations for citizens all over the world. This is 9/11 version 2.0, which is global, and things will never be the same after this. I hope you understand what I'm talking about here. For the skeptical people who still believe that this is all conspiracy nonsense and that there is actually a pandemic that the governments are desperately trying to contain, I strongly advise you to start researching and paying close attention to what your governments are doing rather than to what they are saying. Okay? We are fully under a satanic pharaonic tyranny which is outlined in the Quran in vivid detail. As Brother Gerrans has been saying for the past couple of years, there is only one agenda and only one world government. Any country that has a central bank is part of this one world government. This is no idle speculation, and I will prove it to you. You might have noticed that Muslims used to stone three pillars during their Hajj ritual, which is actually idol worship, but I digress on that point. These three pillars represented Satan. Well, recently these pillars were replaced by walls, and the reason given was that the idol worshippers were accidentally hitting each other while stoning these pillars. Now, whether this reason seems legitimate to you or not is besides the point. I personally think that the Saudis were told to remove these pillars by their masters, as it was very obvious as to what these pillars represented, that is, Satan's dominion. Let's look at one of these pillars, which has now been removed, which was located in Mina, Saudi Arabia. I want to bring your attention to the pointed end, which is a unique feature of this pillar. Now, these pillars are actually called obelisks, and these pillars show up in many places all over the world. Here is one in Washington, D.C., here is one in London, and here is one in Israel. I am going to link to a Wikipedia article which lists all the instances of these obelisks and the times of the installations across the world. As you can see, all the major countries, including Russia, India, Pakistan, Italy, and France, have these obelisks, which mark them as being part of Satan's dominion. They were also a major feature in the Roman Empire, and an obelisk is on display in the main square of the Vatican. These obelisks can be traced back to Egypt. This is because this satanic system has been around for a very long time. Now, let us look at the Quran where God talks about Fir'aun in chapter 89, verse 10. وَفِرْعَوْنَ ذِي الْأَوْتَادِ, and Fir'aun, lord of stakes. The word Z is being translated by Brother Gerrans as Lord. It can also be translated as possessor or owner. And al-otad means the stakes. Okay, al means the, and otad means stakes. Let's look at the root of this word otad. In Hans Word Dictionary, for the root wauta dal, we have the entry to drive or ram in firmly, example, a peg or stake, to fix, fasten, or secure. This word is also used in chapter 78, verse 7, and the mountains stakes, wal jibali otadan. And this word is used once more in reference to Pharaoh in chapter 38, verse 12. The people of Nuh before them rejected, and Ad, and Pharaoh, lord of stakes. These stakes are the very same stakes which are now referred to as obelisks and are being placed around the world as symbols of the satanic dominion. Please think about this point as the Quran is confirming what we are seeing in the present day in regards to this one world satanic pharaonic government. So, what to do? The first thing is that we must repent to God and turn to Him sincerely. There is still time to serve God. Read the Quran, ask God for help. The satanic grip is tightening, and only God can help us. And Musa said to his people, seek help in God and be patient. The earth belongs to God. He gives it for an inheritance to whom He wills among His servants, and the final outcome is for those of prudent fear. Chapter 7, verse 128. Be men of God in that you teach and study the law. Make every attempt to warn those around you through any communication channels you have about the impending disaster. Time is short. Fast and pray to God. Remember Him constantly and ask for His mercy. Realize that our journey's end is to God. Depend upon Him alone. Seek His mercy and repent again and again to Him. Stop consuming the filth on TV and control your desires. Take care of those around you. Feed the poor. Help the needy. There is still time, brothers and sisters, to turn back to God. He is our only ally and protector. Make no mistake that these are trying times. We can only hope for God's mercy and His help and support. May God keep you under His protection, and peace be upon you.